All right, little Timmy, we're going to play catch. I know your dad wasn't around to teach you how to catch a baseball, but we're going to teach you now, okay?
So if my dad wasn't around, what makes you, a volunteer from the Big Brothers Big Sister Club, gonna teach me?
Listen, man, you don't got to be a little shit about that. You know what? You take your ball and you get the fuck out of here.
You know what? Fine, I will.
Get back here.
No.
Get back
I'm
here.
calling the counselor on you.
I'm not scared of Sir Timbus Pingus Chumbus the Third.
Well, he told me apparently one more violation, and he's telling me PO.
Man, you know what? Man, ain't that some shit? Anyways, y'all, welcome to the 30th episode of the WhattaPlay podcast, aka the Steph Curry episode, aka the Nolan Ryan episode, aka the Terrell Davis episode. Co-host Jalen, you got any other 30s?
Not that I know of.
Rasheed Wallace was another one that just came to mind. So, today we will be covering the MLB All Star game. I almost said draft. As you can tell by our attire, co-host Jalen is wearing this dookie ass
The
Yankees
best team in Major League Baseball.
I mean,
everyone else can suck it.
I do gotta give him that. And what jersey are you wearing today? Tell the class what jersey you were wearing today.
All rise.
Yes. So Aaron Judge. And I am wearing the warm-up Orioles All Star fitted and my handy-dandy Cal Ripken jersey, because I only own one MLB jersey.
That shit smell like mayonnaise and it got piss stains in it.
I don't even like mayonnaise, you tiddly fuck. So...
It's called humor. It's called comedy.
I know what comedy is.
Right,
it's your love
whole
life.
life is one.
Your love life's a comedy. Anywho...
Unfortunately, you ain't wrong.
Anywho, back into it. We will also be covering the ESPYs, because yours truly did some research and did watch them, unlike some other people, because they had other priorities. I'm not knocking them. I'm just saying. But anyways, so
we got one more thing to talk about as well. A certain top 10 QB don't got his money.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that too. I was saving that for the end of the episode. Let you have your little spotlight. So anywho, off rip. The American League played the National League right?
Typically, that's how it goes in All-Star games.
Yes, sometimes, but you look at the NBA one and that's not how it goes. So, shut the McFuck up. Anywho, back to business. The American League was trailing for most of that game, but then they came back 3-2. The Orioles, man, the damn Orioles had one All-Star in Jorge Lopez, whereas the Yankees had, go ahead, Jalen, tell them how many they had.
Yeah, 6.
Can you name all 6 of them?
I could, but I'm too lazy to look them up.
Listen, I took the liberty of writing them down while I was at work earlier. So there was Garrett Cole, there was Aaron Judge, there was Stanton. I can't pronounce his name, it starts with a G.
Let me see it.
It's that one right there.
A G or a C?
I think a G. It's like Giancarlo or something.
I see Clay Holmes, Jose Treviano, and of course Nestor Cortez.
Yes, so that's who rounds that out. Co-host Dereck, aka me, does not know how to penmanship very well. Yes, I will give you that. My coworkers were making fun of me for that earlier, but it is what it is. It is what it ain't. Anywho, so that happened. The Orioles lost today. I don't really give a shit who they lost to, but go ahead. I'll let you have your moment.
Well, I mean, as usual, Yankees won the game in the yards, took care of business. Aaron Judge hit another home run, now 34 in the year, on pace to break Mickey Mantle's record of home runs in a season without any Rories or anything like that. So before any San Francisco Giant or Barry Bonds fans come at me, I mean, nothing against Barry Bonds. He's technically still a legend in the game. But you ask some of your old heads about him. They're gonna have their fair share of opinions on him. But yeah. So MLB All Star game, AL 132. I believe that being said, the American League will have home field in the World Series, if I'm not mistaken. And Giancarlo Stanton won MVP honors as well.
Nice. Good to know. You probably won't see another baseball episode from us until the World Series, to be honest, because
anything with that, we'll squeeze it in come baseball.
That's what I'm saying. We'll squeeze it in.
Season.
It's going to be like heavy football content, you know, unless something like big comes out of like basketball, but I don't think it will. We'll cover that come out.
The only big thing about basketball is wherever the hell KD or Kyrie's going to play.
Yes, I'm saying we won't get into basketball on like a season opener preview until like what season typically starts around October, so we'll cover that then. But for the time being, like August, September, you're getting heavy football content again. So, anywho, back to that. There was also the home run derby in which one Mr. Juan Soto won that.
Potential future Yankee, which I will put my 2 cents into this. He is obviously, for those who are unfamiliar, his asking price from the Nationals was, the Nationals offered him 14-year, $400 million. If you're not familiar with baseball, the Nationals, they basically suck, and Juan Soto's at least being smart enough to not waste his career there, so he wants to explore future options. The Yankees and the Mets are teams in the running to acquire him. In my opinion, unless they can get him for, I guess, cheap, I personally would not want Juan Soto because they still got to pay Aaron Judge. So
you want Judge over Soto is what I'm hearing?
I do, but from what I have been seeing, a lot of fans have kind of been weighing in, putting their 2 cents in, saying how Juan Soto would be a better long-term option and let Judge walk. But, I mean, just coming from me, Judge being my favorite player, I don't want him to go. He's having the best year of his career. And, obviously I'm not Steinbrenner's, so we'll see what happens.
I get that. And then as far as my Orioles front, they are still rebuilding, whatnot. We're not going to get too deep into it because co-host Jalen does have a point. Neither of us follow the draft that deeply, but I do want to talk about the Orioles having the number 1 overall pick and selecting Jackson Holliday, which is only the second player who had a father who was in the league. Can you tell me who the first one was, Jalen?
Matt Holliday.
No, I'm saying, can you tell me who the first father-son set was?
What, number 1 overall pick?
No. The answer I'm looking for is Ken Griffey and Ken Griffey Jr.
I knew that.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for, though. But anyways, so yeah, the Orioles are always pretty well known for, I'm not going to say winning. They are kind of below 500 right now because they lost to the Yankees. If they can, like I've told Jalen, co-host Jalen and other friends, if they can squeak into the wild card somehow, hey, I'll take it. And that's probably when I'll get some new Orioles merch or when I go to this game next month. There's still a decent amount of baseball left to be played, but we'll see what happens. Obviously, trade deadline's going to be coming up in, I want to say that's around August. I'm hoping that the Orioles aren't stupid enough to trade Trey Mancini, but let's be honest, the Orioles are stupid enough to trade Trey Mancini because that ownership is pretty much bad ownership, much like the Jones family with the Cowboys and stuff like that. But that said, you have anything else you want to add on the baseball front?
Before we get into all the stats and all that shit? Because you already know what I'm going to say.
I don't, but go ahead.
We won the whole damn thing. Judge gonna win MVP.
At Cold Takes Exposed, if the Yankees...
We won the whole goddamn thing.
If the Yankees do not win, because co-host Jalen has a history of doing this, if we're being honest, they'll hype the Yankees up, and they're not a bad team by any means. I hate to admit that.
We really have the best record in baseball.
Let me speak. Then you can talk. Okay? Anywho, I hate to admit this, but yes, they do have the best record in baseball. I hate the Yankees. It's a Baltimore thing. We were raised to hate them and a bunch of other teams. But it doesn't matter what your record is once you get in, because that's a whole new series. So we'll see if they win. I really don't care, because that just gives them one more, and they already got 27. Baltimore isn't catching them anytime soon. So we'll see what happens, but if co-host Jalen's team does not win, come back and laugh react to him because it's funny and he will have a meltdown. And he will, I'm not going to say cry, but he has his moments. Go ahead.
Well, to add on to that before we get into, standings and awards and all that good stuff, I'm not a bandwagon, first and foremost, for anybody who wants to come in for that. I've been a Yankees fan since 2012. Same year really got into baseball. My dad, who's a die-hard Yankees fan. All this man wears his Yankee hats. That's basically how he put me on. I just want the Yankees to win one so bad. I mean, granted, the last time they won one was 09. I was in 5th grade, so I don't really remember it at all. But it's just the whole like father-son thing. You know, it's one of the teams that me and my dad share. So just to be able to, you know, watch our team win the World Series, that's something that I want to experience with them, like, so bad. Like, we watched the Penguins win the Stanley Cup in 2017, but it was kind of most like, yeah, we won. Yankees win the World Series, I'm probably going to end up hitting my head on the damn ceiling fan from jumping up and down. And I'm probably going to run into my driveway barefoot. So that's just, you know, a main part of it. I want to be able to experience it with my dad, and we can have that nice father-son memory.
Yeah, I'll give Cohost Jalen that. He's not a bandwagon when it comes to the Yankees. Ever since I've known this guy, he has been a Yankees fan. He hasn't switched up that team. We're not going to get into other teams because this isn't the place or the episode to do that. But he also wants his team to win because I've had a couple of my teams win in recent years. That's not to brag on you, but, you know, if roles were reversed. Sucks to suck. But hey, y'all might win something this year, so it's okay.
All right,
But let's get into the standings.
You want to do standings or the awards first?
Dealer's choice.
Well, already pulled up. So
Go ahead.
American League standings, the AL East, Yankees obviously have after today's game, a 12.5 game lead over the Blue Jays, and then followed by Tampa, Boston, who just got humiliated.
Ooh, can we talk about that?
Oh yeah,
Let's talk about that.
Let's talk about that shit. So for those who are familiar, the Red Sox, they do this thing with the local restaurant down there where if they win in Fenway, kids eat free for the next day. It's safe to say them kids were not eating free the next day.
What was the final score of that game? It was like
25-8.
I thought it, 25-8.
Toronto scored like 11 runs in the 5th. And don't get me wrong, I fuck with Toronto. I got nothing but respect for the Blue Jays, like mainly because I like the logo, but that's besides the point. It's just funny when, you know, your division rival, not even your division rival, your like arch rival, just get their ass kicked. When it even makes it better, they got their ass kicked in Fenway. It wasn't like it was in Toronto at the Rogers Center. It was in Fenway. So, you know, all those chowder eating, chowder eating, truly drinking preppies, they got some humble pie to go with all that as well.
Definitely. I thought it was a funny experience because, you know, typically baseball scores don't end in 2 touchdowns or 3 touchdowns and a damn 2-point conversion. But funny around all to see. But continuing to the standings.
All right, so I did AL East. AL Central, Minnesota currently has a 3-game lead over the Guardians, followed by the White Sox, Royals, and Tigers. AL West, the Cheaters, they have a 13-game lead over the Mariners, followed by the Rangers, Angels, and Oakland Athletics.
You didn't finish the East. You were missing some teams out of there. I can tell you this much: my team is dead last.
Well, yeah,
per usual.
So, you know,
per usual.
Didn't really miss much there. So going to the National League, the New York Mets. It's all about the Mets, Spider-Man. So
let's go Mets, baby. It's all about the Mets, baby.
Let's go. Home run, go Mets. They have a 1-game lead. They have a 1-game lead over the Braves. The Braves, obviously the defending World Series champs, they're coming up strong on the Mets. And if you follow baseball, that's always a division title race that always ends up heating up and is frequently seen in MLB. I just lost it. Press the button. Give me a second here.
Cohost Jalen is having technical difficulties here at the WhattaPlay podcast. Elevator music.
Oh yes, here we go. So, Mets 1-game lead over the Braves, followed by the Phillies, Marlins, and Nationals. NL Central, the Milwaukee Brewers currently have a 2.5-game lead over the Cardinals, followed by Pittsburgh, the Cubs, and the Reds. Have direct moment there. And the NL West, we have the Dodgers, of course, on top of the West again. 11-game lead over the Padres, followed by San Francisco, Colorado, and Arizona. And if I can pull them up here. So, overall, best team in baseball. The Yankees have a half-game lead over the Dodgers in that category. And then, here we go. All right, so we have the wild card standings, which I think either beginning this year or last year they expanded to 3 teams. So currently in the American League, the wild card standings stand as Toronto, followed by Tampa and Seattle.
Hold on, before we get into that, let me ask you this: how far back is my team from Toronto?
3.5 games.
Okay, so it's not likely, but there's a chance they could take a wild card spot.
But anyways, kind of going back to the American League, I do have some Pacific Northwest roots. I have family in Washington, so the Mariners always show them some love. Whenever the Sox come back, it's going to be the same energy. So hopefully, the Mariners can make the playoffs, end that 22-year playoff drought. And I mean, yeah, they're probably gonna lose the walk-off round, but I think just them making the playoffs, that's all that Seattle will care for. And then going to the National League in terms of the playoff race. So Atlanta is currently ahead of the playoff race. That is, of course, if they don't end up overtaking the Mets, followed by the Padres and St. Louis. So that's that for you guys. Now going to the awards, the award race and all that. AL MVP is basically between Shohei Ohtani, Aaron Judge, Rafael Devers, and Jordan Alvarez. Screw it, I'm gonna be biased. If not Ohtani, Judge is gonna win it. If they don't give it to Ohtani just because he like blinks a certain way, then no. Like, if you don't know, for those who don't know baseball, Shohei Ohtani is basically like the face of the league besides Aaron Judge. So
it's just the way you explained it. It caught me off guard. But continue.
Well, you know, I am a funny guy. War to Stephon Diggs. Well, I'm a great guy too. War to Stephon Diggs. And in terms of the National League MVP race, we got Paul Goldschmidt from St. Louis, Freddie Freeman from the Dodgers, and Austin Riley from the Braves. I would say between that, and I'll probably say between Goldschmidt and Freeman. Freddie Freeman, he's usually very, very consistent, even though he didn't even want to go to LA because his agent kind of screwed him over. I'll give it to Freeman a close race over there. And then in terms of the Cy Young, which, you know, for all those out there who don't know what the hell that is, it's basically the award for the best pitcher in baseball. That's the guy who throws the ball. I'm explaining it like this because I'm pretty sure that people out there who don't know baseball like at all, they just wear the shit just to wear it. So yeah, Shane McClanahan from the Rays, Justin Verlander from the Astros, and of course Shohei Ohtani. He is he's like a dual threat version. So he pitches in, he hits the ball as well. Really don't have a dog in that race. So I'll say probably between McClanahan and Verlander. Hopefully my guy Nestor Cortez can kind of mix it up down the stretch. And then in terms of the National League, we have Sandy Alcantara, Tony Goldstein from the Dodgers, and Corbin Burns from the Brewers. Personally, I feel like that won't be wide open, so we'll see what happens there. In terms of, I guess, an early World Series prediction, I got it being the Subway Series 2.0, Yankees versus Mets. Yankees win 4-1, and the Bronx is gonna probably burn down. So yeah, go Bombers.
I have no dog in this race. All I'm gonna say is if the Orioles make a wild card push, hey, great for them. If they don't, we still got the #1 farm team in baseball. So as long as D'Angelo's family doesn't mess that up, but then again, they did trade away my favorite baseball player of all time in one Mr. Manny Machado. So who knows? That team, we'll see what happens. But anyways, moving on from baseball. We don't got nothing else to talk about baseball, right?
Nothing that comes to mind.
All right, we're gonna get into the ESPYs now. Now, the host of this year's ESPYs was one Mr. Steph Curry. Yes. He was on everybody. He was roasting people. The last time I remember somebody coming at somebody that hard was when Peyton Manning made fun of Kevin Durant, and Kevin Durant was a soft ass bitch about it.
You know he's doing TikTok, right?
Who?
Kevin Durant.
Whatever. He's on Twitter too. I like KD though, but he was a crybaby about it. Let's be honest. But anyway, so that happened. I got some of the list right here. Your best college athlete, Jalen. You want to take a guess who it was?
Bryce Young.
It was Bryce Young. That's correct. Quarterback, Alabama. I don't like Bama. I respect them though. But yeah, he won that. Best overall sports game. Want to take a guess what that was?
Bills, Chiefs, AFC divisional round.
Yes, it was. Came down to a coin toss. Best NFL player.
Kyler Murray. I'm playing. I don't know, Mahomes.
Aaron Rodgers.
Oh.
Which hard to knock because I'm gonna be a bit biased here because that is my second team, my step team as some people like to call it. Back-to-back MVPs. You can't knock that. You can't knock that hustle, that grit, that determination. He doesn't have Devontae Adams anymore, so we'll see what happens.
But shout out to Aaron Rodgers though. He's a proud member of the Man Bun Brigade. So shout out to him.
Mm-hmm.
Not many people out there can rock the man bun. So
I will fight you in a McDonald's parking lot
I'm sure
with
you
a
will.
rusty spoon. You'll get tetanus. Anywho, comeback player of the year. Want to take a guess who this was?
Klay Thompson.
It was Klay Thompson, but here's my little beef with this. I disagree that it should have been Klay Thompson. I think it should have been, and this is going to be biased here, and it's getting back into baseball a little bit. It should have been Trey Mancini. And the reason I say that is because Trey Mancini came back and beat cancer. Not Trey Young, I had a me moment. Klay Thompson came back from a torn ACL.
Well, here's the thing with Klay Thompson. He came up from a torn ACL and a torn Achilles. He hasn't played in a game in like 2 years. Came back and he won the finals.
I get that, I do. But I'm still going to take the guy who beat cancer over the guy who tore his Achilles. Respectfully.
But to make it better for you, he thanked Kobe and Gigi in his acceptance speech, which to everyone nowadays, you do that, you automatically get a gold star.
Oh, yes, Cohost Jalen doesn't like that people milk Kobe's death, but we're not going to get into that on this podcast.
Chugging that water, ain't it? Chug, 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 chug. There's still a little bit left. Look at this. There's still a little bit left. Hold up. Yeah, look at this. He sucks. You suck.
Then you swallow. Anywho, best overall team. Who's your guess there?
Golden State.
It's Golden State, baby. Best MLB player?
Shohei.
Ohtani. Yep. All right, so that all happened. Yeah. What's your favorite ESPYs moment?
I mean, I don't think I really have one, considering the fact that I never really paid attention to them, like really at all. Like, I'll watch them if I have time, but I mean, as I got older, it's just one of those like, I'll see who wins, I guess.
Yeah,
but
I did ask a question on Twitter the other day, and it was something along the lines of NFL honors or the ESPYs, and a lot of people chose the NFL honors over the ESPYs. So, but my favorite moment was when Peyton Manning hosted and made fun of Kevin Durant. You'd love to see it. Anywho, into some football-related news. Not that yet. Some teams got some alternate helmets.
Oh yeah, I can talk about this too.
Let's talk about that. Go ahead.
Right,
Pitch your helmets first.
Earlier today, the Arizona Cardinals and the Chicago Bears both unveiled alternate helmets. Today, Arizona's is kind of a red-black mix, and they kind of touched up the logo a little bit, and they're going to be wearing them. Basically, they're wearing the black jerseys So I'm looking forward to that. The Bears, they unveiled a new orange with a navy C that they're gonna wear with their orange alternates. And judging by my associate's reaction, he's not the biggest fan of that helmet.
I'm not. First of all, I'm your co-host and I'm your brother, but okay. See if I pay for your dinner, McJackass. Anywho, they're dog shit.
We can all agree that that's definitely not the best helmet out of all.
No, they're dog shit ugly, and this isn't me being a Packers fan. That's just, come on. You could have made a better design. Like, let's talk about the teams that already had unveiled, because I think they're slowly rolling them out, like the MLB's rolling out the City Connect jerseys. The Bengals had their all-white tiger stripe ones.
So, see, here's another thing we're going to agree on. We can all agree out of all the alternate helmets that have came out, the Bengals takes the...
Yes, I agree, 100%.
The white Bengal one, whenever they wear that with their away jerseys, chef's kiss.
Yes, I agree, 100%. The Texans one was decent. It was
I forgot about that. Now, I might sound biased because red's my favorite color, so anything red is like, it's automatically from me. Hey, going 3 or 14 style, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. But a matte candy apple color, it looks good.
And then kind of going over some more, Philly, they unveiled
an all black
alternate helmet. Yeah, it's alright. It kind of looks like some high school team worn before already.
I think it will pop with the, it looks like something our former high school wore. No, they had green helmets, didn't they?
Green and white.
Never mind
that. But anyways.
But they'll wear those most likely, with their alternate jerseys.
That's kind of the plan.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Now,
the Saints.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I forgot about the Saints. The Saints one, that looks like the Saints helmets, it looked like something you could get at the flea market if I'm keeping it a buck.
I wasn't the biggest fan of the Saints helmet either, if we're being honest. I'm wondering what other teams may be rolling out helmets in between.
So Dallas, they did announce that they will bring back the old white with the Navy Star for Thanksgiving. So all you old head Cowboy jerseys all you old head Cowboy fans can, get like a replica version to go with your Trey Diggs or Parsons jerseys that you guys got for Christmas from your grandkids.
If only there was a place you could find those. NFLshop.com. Also, I'm not plugging my job because y'all don't need to dox me and come into my work and harass me over sports dates. Continue.
He works at Fanatics Incorporated. But, I'm not going to lie. I try not to give my former team really any props. But their black helmet that they came out with, that shit is so nice. I ain't gonna cap.
Come on, we gotta give Zach Wilson his props too. What was the saying?
What
was the saying? Throwing bombs and begging moms?
Hey, shout out to Zach Wilson, baby. I ain't gonna lie. When I heard that, I told him, I'm like, you know what? I might go back to him just off of that alone.
It's gonna be your AFC team, ain't it, baby?
Nah, I ain't doing all that.
I know,
I'm not you.
I'm messing with you.
But hey.
Slight dig, I like it.
But a little bit of, like, you know what? That was nice. Shout out Zach Wilson. You know what I'm saying?
I want to get into this too, because speaking of Zach Wilson and the Mormon MILF loving miracle, y'all play my team week 1, and I got a bet with one of my boys on Twitter.
Screw it, call that motherfucker
out. JMegs33. Mad love, but you know what? You're going to be crying when your pitcher's a Lamar Jackson pitcher. And I found the one, because this was our bet, right? If the Jets somehow pull off the upset, I got to switch my pitcher to a Jets pitcher for a week of his choosing. If the Ravens win, it's going to be a Ravens-related pitcher of my choosing. And I think I want to use the one from when we beat them in 2018. And Lamar Jackson had the jerseys, and it was like Lamar's passing these out like to the Jets players, like a Make-A-Wish kid.
Yes, don't remind me. Those
that's when you were still a fan.
One of the many dark times. So
I actually invited you over to watch that game. I remember that shit.
You wanted to fly out for that game.
I did originally. I did.
I actually do remember that. You wanted to. But that was then. This is now.
It's probably a good thing we didn't, because didn't they end up finding a body? I vaguely remember.
I guess. That was then. This is now. We want to talk about the emotionally abusive ex, but you know, I'll give him, you know, little kudos every now and then. But
yeah,
so can I?
last order of business, because I did tell co-host Jalen the floor is his for this, so go ahead.
Calico Murray, 5 years, 230 mil, 160 guaranteed, 45.1 per year, second highest paid quarterback in the NFL. That being said, Jalen T. Luna has announced a 5-year extension to remain a fan of the Arizona Cardinals.
Okay. I'm happy for your boy. Like, all joking aside, I am. I don't know if his contract should have been that high. And here's why. This isn't me hating on your guy. Let me explain. One, he hasn't won a playoff game yet. Two, outside of that, he has the stats and whatnot. So, you know, they created all that off-season drama for no reason, you know.
Well, he's not the only star player in the NFL.
He's not.
I will
give you that. But I'm saying that's not just on Kyler. That's on, like, both sides, because the media was spinning a story, too, when we all pretty much said Kyler Murray was going to end up staying in Arizona. Now, this is good news for my quarterback, because Lamar is going to get paid, too. We're not going to get into who should get paid more, who deserves to be paid more. You know, I think one thing we can agree on is neither of our guys are going to get Mahomes level money, and I don't think anybody should get Mahomes level money besides Mahomes.
But going back to me, I'm not going to be mad when people say Murray got overpaid, because if we're keeping it a buck, I think everyone knew that Arizona was going to quote-unquote overpay to keep him there. Like, you're not going to offer, you know, your star quarterback, your franchise, you know, face of your franchise, what have you, like a 5-year, 160 deal. Hell no. He ain't going to take that shit. So, happy he got paid. I'm happy that I'm not going to have to buy those teams' merch, because now I know who I'm going to be rooting for the foreseeable future. And I feel like, from a team standpoint, you know, Arizona can put all this behind them. You know, they have the faith and the confidence going forward that, you know, they got a quarterback, got a coach, we got our GM, and we can now focus on, you know, winning games, winning a division, and ultimately bring a Lombardi to the desert.
Speaking of divisions, winning, locking up, whatnot, one of our upcoming episodes will be the NFL preview episode. That's something we do every year here on the WhattaPlay podcast. Before we get into that, the college preview episode will be recorded. There's going to be we'll get into that when we do PSAs and stuff. That said, co-host Jalen, do you have any PSAs or anything you want to share? Because I do have one thing I want to share.
Well, kind of touching on, I guess we can go to my little pop culture segment here for a little bit. So recently I did finish watching Miss Marvel, and I did end up watching Thor: Love and Thunder. In terms of Miss Marvel, it was alright. I mean, I understand the point of it was to kind of introduce her character and all that stuff. I only watched it because she's gonna be in The Marvels coming out next February. For those who don't know me, I am a Brie Larson stan. So that's kind of like the only reason why I cared for it. But, I mean, I still check it out. And kind of touching on Thor: Love and Thunder, that was a disappointment. I'm not going to
To you, I still haven't seen it yet, so we'll see what I have to say about it. But you mentioning those did just remind me that San Diego Comic-Con announced phases 5 and 6 of Marvel. So we're going to get into that. I can't spoil anything besides the names, which have already been released. So as far as the Disney Plus shows go, we're getting Secret Invasions in spring of 2023 on Disney Plus. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 in May 5th, 2023 in theaters. We're getting Season 2 of Loki, which I was a big Loki fan, so I'm excited to see.
I have yet to see that show.
You should watch it.
I've heard good things about that.
I recommend it.
I have to peep it. She-Hulk, I think, is supposed to be coming up pretty soon.
She-Hulk comes out next month.
I'm probably gonna skip that. I'm not gonna.
I might check in on it. I never got around to watching Moon Knight, so.
And they did release the trailer for Wakanda Forever, so that's definitely gonna be one I will be checking out.
That's one I will check out as well. That's coming out, what, November of this year?
Yeah, it's November.
Okay. Blade, those of you that don't know, the original, like, Fox series, that had the rights to that. He's a vampire killer type dude. Cool stuff around. This is the one I'm excited for right here. I mean, not Ironheart, Agatha Coven of Chaos, whatever. Captain America New World Order, coming May 3rd, 2024. So the cool thing about this is it's not going to be Chris Evans reprising his role as Captain America. It's going to be Anthony Mackie, aka Falcon, taking over the mantle, which he already has, of Captain America. So we're also getting a new Daredevil series. We're getting the Thunderbolts. We're also getting 2 Avengers movies, which I'm trying to get to that.
So before all that, Ant-Man 3 basically is gonna be the first one to feature Kang the Conqueror.
Yes, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania.
Main villain, from what I've heard from my sources, is that he's supposed to be worse than Thanos.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's basically leading to Avengers 5 and Avengers 6.
Yes.
Because they're basically gonna do those how they did Infinity War and Endgame.
Yes, and Avengers 5 and 6 are titled, give me just a second and I'll pull that up here. Oh, so yeah, the first Avengers, the 5th movie is going to be Avengers, give me a second, Kang Dynasty, and Avengers 6 is going to be Avengers Secret Wars. Secret Wars is supposed to be bigger than the Infinity War saga. So what this Phase 5 and Phase 6 is known as is the Multiverse Saga. So exciting stuff to see all around. And then back to the sports-related stuff. There was a Texans rookie who had something come out about him. I don't know if you seen this earlier.
Oh yeah, so it was also reported earlier today that Texans rookie receiver John Mechie,
The third.
he did unfortunately get diagnosed with leukemia. It was the curable one, so it's not as serious. But I know that, I mean, that's just something that, you know, you hate to you know, see that happening to any athlete really. So, you know, well wishes and a speedy recovery to him.
Yes, for sure. And the last thing I think I got on PSAs, obviously, as I like to preach all the time, take care of your chickens and your mentals, beast mode 24. Also, we're going to have some stuff coming up on the WhattaPlay podcast. Obviously, the college season preview and the NFL season preview are guaranteed. I did tell Cohost Jalen I want to do a training camp episode, and let me discuss this with you a little bit more, because I think I was unclear when I said I want to do one. I don't want to do one when training camp first starts. I want to give it like a couple weeks, let it open up, let's see what stories develop, and we go from there. That way we have something to talk about. The fantasy football live stream one. That one I will be doing with or without Cohost Jalen. So, you know, if you want to be on that one, you can. If you don't want us to take your little fantasy draft secrets, aka your daddy helping you.
I'll still be all on fantasy though. So I mean,
yeah, with your daddy's help, but you can't do it
still beat
one-on-one.
though. Who cares?
You can't do it one-on-one is what I'm saying. Anywho, that's going to be coming up. We will not be doing the Kyler Lamar debate because this one doesn't want to, and it was already agreed to on the WhattaPlay podcast Twitter page that y'all didn't want to see that. So,
yeah, see, look at you listening to the viewers for once. They didn't want it, so give people what they want.
listen, if they want more content, they need to get the numbers up. You get the subscriber going, maybe I'll hear y'all out some more. You don't? But then again, that is on us too, because we need to be pushing more content. So that's why I got that slate of stuff. And, you know, we'll be getting into all that. So that said, I think that's a good stopping point. Jalen, you got anything else you want to say?
No. The summer is coming to a close, and we're gonna start getting into the cooler months and all that. So, yeah.
Yeah, football's coming back soon. Excited to see it. Once that happens, we're going to be heavy on the football content. So for the football fans out there, you know, exciting stuff all ahead. And I think like pretty much the next 4 episodes are all football related. like co-host Jalen said, we will be squeezing in the World Series one in between football season. And then when basketball season rolls around, I want to do something similar where we do like a season preview for the NBA, and we go from there. So that said, all right. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for subscribing. We appreciate y'all, and we'll see y'all next time.